What's good, my Negroes? Today we are going to be answering the age-old question of what is the answer to the third question in Baldi's Basics. I wanted to know the answer to this, so I looked it up on YouTube, and then every last video showcased a mod, and I wanted to cry. So they have forced my hand to actually do research to find it out for myself from the creator. There was also just a bunch of wrong videos saying that the number was like *-129. Like, I don't even remember what it just didn't work. So me being the incredibly obsessive person that I am and the compulsive person that I am, I went and I seeked down the answer, and then I eventually found it, and then I thought, why not create a video so that you don't have to seek down the answer to find the answer like I did. So right now, right here, I'm going to give you the full answer, not gonna play some mod that's like, oh look, we can now look 0 times 0 is 0. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna give you the real answer to what the answer to this really is. So the real answer to this question is, of course, not directly stated by the creator whether it is true or not, because, well, obviously he's a troll and just wants people to cry every day about how they can't find the answer and then complain on Reddit forums about how they, based off of situational happenings and theories and stuff like that, as well as statements he's made in the past before this game blew up and he didn't really care about the lore behind it or anything like that. I can come up with a very concrete answer to whether the third answer is answerable, and if it is, what the answer to the question is. So let's start with the situational occurrences, situational I don't know, just play the slide. Never mind, I hate transitions. But anyway, the whole game wouldn't make sense, okay? First of all, let's just realize this. If there was an answer to the third question, that would render the whole game useless. It wouldn't work as it's supposed to anymore. Like, Baldi wouldn't chase. The whole premise behind the game is that Baldi chases you through the school. So it wouldn't make any sense if there was an answer to the third question. The only explanation behind that would be that the creator just wanted to, like, leave an Easter egg or anything like that. But other than that, it would render the whole game useless if there was an answer to the third question. So that's literally that is literally all I have on the situational things. Now to get on to like the hardcore evidence and like the statements of the creator and stuff. So now it is time to put an end to this cultural phenomenon right here, right now. No more Google searches, no more Reddit searches, no more like 10-year-olds telling you that the answer is like 1,009. I don't even, none of that, all right? Here we go. So the first bit of evidence that we got coming from the developer of the game, which he made 64 days ago when the game first came out, states this: thanks for checking it out. One thing I should note is that while the game starts forcing you to get the last answer of each notebook wrong, getting the normal problems wrong makes Baldi even faster. And then the rest is all about stamina. You guys don't care about that. So what this is basically saying is that the developer is saying that the game starts by literally forcing you to get the last answer of each notebook wrong, which again is so that you can actually play the game and Baldi just doesn't stand there. I think that's literally just enough evidence by itself. Like, we could leave the video right here and then like play the outro, because he literally like almost directly stated it. But it's okay, because I got some more quotes, all right? About 47 days ago, a player actually commented asking him directly if there is an answer to the third question. He says, "Dear the creator, is there any hint of what the answer to the seemingly impossible third question might be? And also, did you have any other NPCs in mind to implement into the game but decide not to? Many thanks, one." Person, which I believe is one of the moderators of the pages. I'm not too sure about that. Don't quote me on that. But they commented back saying there is no answer. It's a setup to start the game off, because if you never got one wrong, Baldi would never leave the entrance, basically restating the whole situational thing that I mentioned earlier, which is perfectly true. And then released another comment to the same person saying when data mining, she found a script that intentionally makes you fail. And for those of you who don't know what a script is, it's a coding term that basically forces the game to perform an action. And if you don't know what data mining is, just use context clues. No, I'm just joking. Data mining is basically where you like decode the game to see how certain things work and what switches trigger at certain moments and things such as that. So on top of the statement of the developer almost directly saying it, we now have a statement from one of the moderators, from what I believe, that literally says when data mining, allegedly she data mined and found that there is a script that intentionally makes you fail the third question no matter what you enter into it. Keep in mind that data mining almost any game, no matter like how secure it is, even GTA 5, is completely possible. Now this last statement comes from the developer when he's responding to a question about what happens if you get all the questions wrong. And this next answer basically debunks the notion that there is an answer to the third question. It basically does. He states, getting all possible answers correct, Baldi moves slightly faster than your running speed. Getting all answers wrong, Baldi moves at the... What did I just say? Baldi moves at a constant pace and sounds like a chainsaw with a silly face. So what does this mean? This means actually two different things. First of all, we need to call attention to the fact that he said possible answers correct, which basically leaves a notion that there are impossible answers inside of the game. And if the third answer could be answered, then it is not an impossible answer. So if you think that 2 minus 2 is an impossible answer, and you think that that is what he's referring to when he says that there are some answers that are impossible, then go back to first grade. When he's referring to impossible answers, it's obviously the third question. So if those answers were possible to be answered, why would he claim that they are impossible and say that there are only some possible answers in the game? Now, the second part of this says that Baldi moves slightly faster than your running speed. So the whole statement is getting all possible answers correct, Baldi moves slightly faster than your running speed. This took me about 17 hours to completely combine all of the sayings in this speech together and then try to get no, I'm just joking with you. It only took me about like 10 minutes. Okay, so what this means, when you're watching an average playthrough of Baldi's Basics, where they collect the 7 notes and then they go, you notice that Baldi runs at slightly above your running speed once you have the 7 notes. Now, what does this mean? When he says getting all possible answers correct, Baldi moves slightly faster than your running speed. On an average playthrough, people will not miss the easy like 2 plus 2 math problems. So they get all of them correct, but they always get the third question wrong, which means that if you get all the possible answers correct, like 2 plus 2 or like 6 times 2 or 6 times 4, if you get all of those questions correct and you only get the ones that are impossible to answer wrong, he will move, as stated by the creator, slightly faster than your running speed. So the creator states that when you get all the possible answers correct, once you get them all correct, 6 plus 2, Baldi moves just a little bit above your running speed, which is what you always see in the average playthrough of Baldi's Basics. So what does this mean? This whole thing is debunked. Done. I'm done. Subscribe. I'm Wavis. Oh, by the way, the developer also says in order to beat the game, you have to reach all 4 exits in one game, just in case you thought it was like random or something like that. Bye.